we've got Isla, who you know by now, I hope, if I've edited some video, and then her friend Savannah. Anyways, we're shooting with a new lens tonight. They've had it out for Canon for a long time. It's the Yongnuo 85mm f1.8, and they finally released it for Nikon. So I snapped it up because I like Yongnuo lenses. They're cheap, but they're good, and that's nice. All right, so we shot Isla with the 85. Now we're gonna shoot her with the 70-200 that we all know so very well, set at 85, and we'll compare the two. Overall, I like it. I like it. It's a good lens. Let me tell you some things I like, some things I don't like. First is that it's an important prime lens to have. It's an 85mm. It's a very standard portrait lens. It's good to have one. And this one in particular is cheap. This was like, it was less than 200 bucks. I've got an affiliate link down below in the description. If you click it, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps me out a little bit. So go ahead and click it if you're interested in this lens or anything else from Amazon. Just click it before you shop. Less than $200 for an 85mm. That's hard to beat for an 85mm with autofocus. And not only that, but you're getting a pretty decent lens. It's sharp. It's fast. It's a f1.8. The other day when I shot with Savannah and Isla, I compared it to my 70-200 2.8 from Sigma, which I've reviewed before, and I really like it. There were some situations where I could really tell the difference in quality, but it's pretty narrow. Things I like, it's a good focal length, sharp and fast, and it's cheap. Things I don't like is it feels cheap. The mount is metal, which is a plus, but you know, it feels cheap when I put it on my camera and it autofocuses. The autofocus is noisy, which is what everybody says about all Yongnuo lenses. Yeah, it just feels cheap, but that's okay because it is cheap. One of the main problems I have with it is that the chromatic aberration when you're shooting a subject in front of a light source is awful. It's awful. It's like this thick purple line and a thick green line. The chromatic aberration is really bad. So you got to be careful where your light source is when you're shooting with this lens. If you're not shooting a subject against a light source in the background, it'll be fine. But if that's the case, you're in for a world of hurt because it's just heavy chromatic aberration. And the last thing I don't like about it is it doesn't work with the FTZ adapter for the new Nikon Z mount, and it doesn't work with like an older vintage Nikon camera because the traditional F mount controls the aperture with a mechanical arm that actuates when you push the shutter button. This does not have that mechanical arm. Instead, it does it electronically. And so the FTZ adapter expects to see that arm. It doesn't, and so your camera freaks out and will like not work. Here's my main takeaway. Here's who this lens is for. Taking pictures of people is a hobby. My main day job is I'm a real estate photographer. If I got a big expensive 85mm lens, I would never use it professionally. I would never make money off of it. And so something cheap is perfect. If you're a hobbyist, if you're just getting into primes, if you're just getting into photography, this is a perfect lens for you. It's gonna work really well in 90% of situations, unless you really like backlighting subjects, which I happen to, in which case it won't. It'll just, and you can correct the chromatic aberration, but it's a pain in the butt to do. anyways, that is the Yongnuo 85mm f1.8 for Nikon. Like I said, check the link in the description below to buy one for yourself. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe. Really just try to give back to the YouTube community because it's been so good to me and I've learned a lot here. I hope to share something as well. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.